Happy Fragrant Friday, Fraghead. Hey everybody, this is Ben here at thatcologneguy, coming at you with a very special review. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well, my friends. Happy Fragrant Friday, and of course, have a wonderful weekend. This is thatcologneguy, and this is the channel that welcomes you to your weekend. Now, you might say to yourself, you seem a bit more chipper than usual, and you would be correct. Is it because it's a special episode, you might ask? Again, you are correct. This is the first week of February, so it can only be, of course, subscriber Brian's Appreciation Week. That's right. Subscriber and friend Brian had a birthday this week, and so this episode is in honor of that. So make sure, if nothing else, you wish Brian a very, very, very happy birthday. You might also ask yourself, you seem to be asking a lot of questions, actually. You probably didn't have any of these questions, but that's okay. Let's just run with it. You might say to yourself, again, if you follow me, oh no, are you going to tell me yet again that Brian sent in another bottle of something to you? Again, you are correct, because it's been a while. It's been a while. He may have even forgotten, but he sent me, oh yeah, Clubman, I'm going to go with Pinaud, 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 I'm not sure, Pinaud. Clubman Pinaud is a fragrance that he sent in because he is determined. I guarantee you he is chuckling right now. He is determined to find a barbershop fragrance that I absolutely love. Now, so he sent this guy in. Now, for a long time, I'm a huge fan of L'Occitane. I love balms, actually. I prefer aftershave balms, and my favorite would be pretty much any scent of L'Occitane. And if you have not bought anything from that store, I think it's usually, what is it, yellow? That's the main color of like all their bags and stuff. But either way, it's an amazing aftershave and a great balm. Now, this, of course, is not that. This is a traditional aftershave splash-on. And so he sent this in quite some time ago. And it took me a while to get through the stash that I already had of L'Occitane. And then little by little, I finally got to this guy. Now, this is a 12-ounce bottle. And you might think, well, this is also not a lot really going in. I've actually used a lot of this, to be honest. It's just that there is a lot of it, and you don't need a lot. So for about the last, 6-8 months, I've really enjoyed rocking this aftershave. So it was time to review it. So let's get into this, shall we? This is a company that was from 200 years ago originally. And of course, I have the description just handy for you. So I'm going to read it. This is from their website. So it's my understanding, by the way, that Pinaud is the name of the house, and that Clubman is their line of men's toiletries. That's what I'm reading from this. So this one says, Clubman Pinaud brand history. A true neighborhood barbershop staple, the Pinaud brand and its Clubman line of men's toiletries have been the go-to brand for men's grooming products since their 1810 debut at the house of Ed Pinaud in Paris. With the launch of the Clubman line of products, Pinaud commissioned an artist to create the trademark Dapper Frenchman for the labels, which still serves as the unofficial face of the brand today. There is the Dapper Frenchman. During the pharmaceutical era of the early 1900s, Pinaud's products garnered popularity and acclaim internationally. American International Industries in Los Angeles, California acquired the brand and its Clubman line over 30 years ago. So what I found was, of course, if you look now, the house is technically now brought back and owned by the Americans. You can see here it's from LA. I don't know if you can actually see that, but there it goes. All right. And this is, the year on this is from the 1940s. So Here's a couple things I wanna say. Its notes are basically you're looking at a lot of oak moss and citrus. That's what a lemon really for me. You're getting a lot of oak moss and citrus, a little bit of others, some spices, some spicy notes, and it is an aromatic fougere. Yes, it is an aromatic fougere. So that is a fern-like smell. And let me just say this as far as what it smells like. This one is an easy one. This isn't a barber shop scent. This is the barber shop scent. Think of an old-time barber shop with the pole, and that is the exact scent that you're thinking of. This is, in my estimation, I did see this, but I actually had way back in the day Canoe by Dana. And this one certainly is, this came out 4 years after Dana. So Canoe by Dana came out in 1936. This came out in 1940, or at least the 1940s. And this one is most definitely inspired by Canoe by Dana. So if you've ever had that, right? When you think of that one and this one, this really is the barber shop scent. It's very, very, very fresh. It's very, very old school. I wouldn't at all call it grandpa-ish, but it is not necessarily for everyone, but it is an old-time barber shop scent. I would not like this as a cologne. I admit that I would not wear this as a cologne. I love this as an aftershave. It is very, very healing, and it is for sensitive skin, and it gives you a great after shave, après rinçage. So it is very healing to the skin after you shave. Now, what I typically do is I usually shave every other day, and I will usually put this on more towards the night, just because I don't like my aftershave to be in competition with my cologne. So in my case, I will usually put on aftershave at like 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night, and let my skin heal. And then the next morning, when I start the day, of course, I put on my juice. And so the cologne is never in competition with the aftershave. So this one is just really, really, really great. Not just the smell of, I think you should have this bottle at least once in your life, even Canoe by Dana if you want. But it really is fun to have the barbershop scent at least once. This is a 12-ounce bottle, of course, that Brian sent in. He never sends in anything other than full bottles. This is a whopping $12, so you can get this for about $1 an ounce. And it really doesn't get much better than that for all of us cheap dads out there that are always looking to save a buck. So, as far as the overall aftershave effect on my skin, great. Absolutely love it. It's perfect. The splash on is kind of fun to go old school. It makes me think of my old days of Brute. And you can probably think of a splash on that you had. In fact, you can let me know what your favorite splash on was. And this one is something that's very, very enjoyable. In fact, I don't think it's going to be a one and done. I actually think I might stick with it. If I did move on, it would only be to move on to L'Occitan and back to the Balm. That said, though, man, I've had a really great run with this. It's a pleasant surprise. I love, love, love rocking it. And Brian will be celebrating because he finally found me a barbershop scent that I really, truly, truly like. I did, over the years, all jokes aside, I think I found one or two. One was an amouage, actually, of a barbershop scent cologne that I liked. I typically am not a huge fan of them, though. It's a tough sell for me, and this one, of course, most certainly delivers. If you want to geek out, too, I'll even say I'm really, really, really happy because I don't know if you can see the divots, but the actual bottle is plastic, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the fact that it's plastic. But it comes with divots for your hands. So you can actually hold it, and it has a little, area for each finger. So if you like to geek out, you can certainly do that, and it actually splashes incredibly, incredibly easy. So, it's oak moss, it's lemon, it's some spicy notes. You've got some clearly they must be along the lines of fern or fern-like because it's an aromatic fougere. So there you have it. That is a 1940s aftershave. If you want to feel like an old school black and white Hollywood film, wear this. Do yourself a favor, have Pinaud or this one once and see if you like it. Now, in the rating, I do have to consider, by the way, I do think it is a slightly restricted audience in the sense that, I don't know that too many bros are going to rock this after shaving before they hit the clubs. That said, it's not meant for that, even though it's called, ironically, Clubman. So that is Clubman Pinaud. And let's get to I want to get to the categories. Here's the thing on the longevity, projection, and sillage. It's a little bit different because it's an aftershave. If you wear this, you can really pick this up as a scent for about 2 to 3 hours. That's pretty good, actually, for longevity for an aftershave. For projection, I would say probably a half hour, but you really don't wear aftershave for projection. And then same with sillage when you walk past people. I think people will be able to pick this up for actually 3 to 4 hours when you're walking past them. I really do. And they will ask you because it is something that harkens back to an earlier time. And then overall, I have to include the category of the actual function for aftershave, which is to heal the skin for nicks and cuts and sensitive skin. Outstanding, actually. I really, really enjoy wearing this aftershave a lot, and I find it almost to the point where I'm willing to call it a tie between my all-time favorite, L'Occitan, as I mentioned, and this guy here might not be a one and done. I might stick with it because I've really enjoyed it that much. So season's not going to be an issue. It's whenever you shave. So if you grow your beard in the winter, for example, then of course it will be every season but. But other than that, it is a very, almost like an Irish Spring. There's a brute element to this too. There is. I mean, it really, really, really has a lot of freshness and pop to it. And so it would be perfect for the spring. If you're looking for an association with the scent, it is spring-like. But other than that, it's an aftershave. So year-round, of course, especially if you shave every day. Okay, so with regard to gender, specifically for an aftershave, I have to go 100% male for this because it is, in this category, an aftershave. So it's after you shave off your beard. So I am going to go 100% on gender. For obvious reasons. Now for the rating, I struggled between a 4 and a 5 all week on this one, and here's why. I do feel like it deserves a 4 because it is clearly inspired by Pinaud by Dana. Excuse me. And I also consider the fact that it is a restricted audience. I mean, it is really more for guys. I didn't do age earlier, I'll do it now, but it's really for 40 and up on the age, 40 and way up. It's not a grandpa scent, but it is a gentleman's mature scent. So it is a restricted audience, or any guy that would just like to have something really fun and make you feel like you're in a film noir detective movie and have it just once, right? Other than that, though, I think a lot of guys rocking this juice in their 20s are not gonna, they're not gonna care for it, and that's okay. So I considered that the fact that it's not necessarily for everyone, and I wanted originally maybe a 4. Here's why I'm gonna go ahead and tip the scales and give it and round up to a 5. I do think it deserves barely a 5 out of 5 because, for many reasons, but number one is it truly does heal the skin from nicks and cuts, and especially for those of us who have sensitive skin. It doesn't burn. It feels very nice. It feels like it's doing work through, you can feel it kind of healing your skin, and I really do appreciate that. And there's something to be said about that for an aftershave for obvious reasons. That is the main purpose of the aftershave. Number 2, kind of funny, but I actually kind of like the divots that they have to make it ergonomic. And I'm saying that half jokingly, But then number 3 would be the fact that this one can be had for $1 an ounce. For $12, you can get something that will last you well over easily a year, even if you use this every single day. And to have that quality of it, it tips the scales for me. It really does. I'm going to give it a free pass on the plastic. I don't mind that it's plastic. Same way with Brut. I mean, I don't care. I really prefer that actually over glass anyway for an aftershave. So I am going to go 5 out of 5 splashes for Clubman Pinaud. It says aftershave, and don't forget if you do get this, it says peel here. I didn't see that actually for a long time, and then it has just a whole plethora of information for you in many, many languages: French, Spanish, German, Dutch, and Italian. So, and they even say Clubman aftershave is the quintessential aftershave, the choice of barbers. It cools, exhilarates, and soothes tender skin. It really does. That's not just a description that they're saying to sell their product. It does cool, it does exhilarate, and it does soothe tender skin. 5 out of 5. Okay, it's probably, I don't do half sprays, probably a 4.5, but I am going to round up. And one last thing you probably had considered is, yes, it's a sentimental favorite because Brian, the birthday boy, sent this to me. 5 out of 5 splashes for, and I just shaved a little bit ago, and I have not put this on, of course, so I am in need of aftershave. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, and the tradition of Home Alone. I feel like I just walked out of a Los Angeles barbershop in the 1940s, film noir. I'm a detective going to hunt down the bad man, and I'm a dapper Frenchman just waiting to win over the ladies. You take care, have a wonderful week, and always remember, my friends, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. Let me know, of course, your scent of the day. If you have nothing else besides wishing Brian a very happy birthday, let me know your scent of the day. My scent of the day is Homme by Costume National.